Some memories, they don't fade. They burrow deep, waiting in the dark corners of your mind. This is one of those memories. Two brothers, a backyard, a summer night that promised adventure. In neighborhoods where fences are few and shadows stretch long between houses. You never really know who's watching. Sleep came easy for the younger boy, but sleep never lasts. Something woke him, not a sound, an absence. The space beside him, empty, cold, and then, through the tense thin mesh, he saw it, a figure, sitting at their fire pit, completely still, a grown man where no man should be. The boy's breath caught in his throat. Don't move, don't make a sound. Maybe he hasn't seen. The shadow fell across the tent wall, inch by inch. The zipper descended, and then, the gap. The boy could feel it, the weight of a gaze. An eye pressed against that small opening, searching the darkness inside. Watching, always watching. Morning came, as it always does. The boy told himself it was a nightmare, had to be, until recess. There, beyond the fence, that same figure, standing, staring, and when their eyes met, the man smiled. I know your name. Some people, they find you in the dark. And once they know your name, they never really leave. Sweet dreams. Some transactions cost more than money. It started innocently enough. A leather couch, a vintage bicycle, both listed on Facebook Marketplace at prices too good to refuse. The seller's profile seemed normal. 5-star reviews, friendly messages. Come by Saturday afternoon, they wrote. The address is in the hills. The drive took him away from the city, winding up coastal roads where mansions perched like sleeping giants above the Pacific. The address led to one of the largest homes he'd ever seen. Floor-to-ceiling windows, manicured gardens, the kind of place where silence itself feels expensive. He parked in the circular driveway. No other cars, no signs of life. That's when he saw it, taped to the front door. A handwritten note, the ink slightly smeared as if written in haste. Doorbell broken. Please use back entrance. Door is unlocked. He sent a message to the seller, no response. He called, straight to voicemail, but he'd driven 40 minutes. The furniture was already paid for. What harm could there be in walking around back? The backyard was breathtaking, an infinity pool that seemed to pour directly into the ocean below. White marble sculptures, a glass pavilion catching the afternoon light. Empty, completely empty. And then, he felt it, that ancient instinct, the one that whispers when you're being watched. He turned toward the house, every window on the ground floor. The blinds were opening, slowly, simultaneously, as if pulled by invisible hands, and behind every single pane of glass stood a person. They weren't moving, they weren't blinking, just standing there, faces pressed close to the windows, smiling, all of them smiling the same smile, too wide, too frozen, like mannequins, like dolls, men in suits, women in dresses, a child holding a teddy bear, all watching him, all smiling. He counted 12 of them, 12 faces, 12 witnesses to whatever was about to happen. His legs moved before his mind could catch up, back across the marble, past the sculptures, through the gate, his hands shaking so badly he could barely grip the car door handle. He didn't look back, couldn't look back. He drove until the mansion disappeared from his rearview mirror, until the coast road turned back toward the city, until his hands stopped shaking enough to dial 911. The police arrived an hour later. They searched the property, every room, every closet, every shadow. The house was empty, completely vacant. No furniture, no people, no sign that anyone had been there in months. Just dust, and that handwritten note, still taped to the front door. Every door was unlocked, every window accessible, the back gate wide open, as if inviting anyone to wander in, or perhaps inviting something in. The furniture listing was deleted within minutes of his call to police. The seller's account vanished, no trace, no digital footprint, as if it had never existed at all. Investigators found no evidence of a crime, no security footage, no witnesses, just an unlocked mansion, and one man's testimony about faces in windows, smiling faces, always smiling. He still gets notifications from Facebook Marketplace. Deals too good to pass up. Furniture, electronics, bicycles. He never responds anymore because somewhere in the hills above the Pacific, there's a house with open blinds, with unlocked doors, with windows that watch the driveway, waiting for the next buyer, waiting for someone who can't resist a good deal. Some transactions cost more than money. They say some parties never truly end. It was supposed to be the perfect night. Parents away, house to myself. Just friends, music, and the glow of pool lights cutting through the summer darkness. But earlier that day, something felt wrong. Around noon, while setting up the speakers by the pool, I heard it. A cough, dry, raspy, coming from deep within the woods that border our backyard. I stopped, listened. Nothing. Just the wind moving through the trees. Or so I told myself. The party was everything I'd hoped. Laughter, splashing, the kind of night you remember forever. For all the wrong reasons. By midnight, everyone had left. I locked the doors, cleaned up the worst of the mess, collapsed into bed. 2 a.m. Splash. My eyes shot open. That sound, unmistakable. Someone had just entered the pool. I crept to the window, pulled back the curtain. There, in my pool, was a figure, swimming. Slow, methodical laps back and forth, back and forth. A stranger, moving through the water like they owned it, like they'd been waiting all night for everyone to leave. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, but before I could call anyone, the swimmer stopped, mid-pool, and looked directly at my window. I ducked down, heart hammering. When I looked again, the pool was empty. Then I heard it, the back door opening. I never unlocked it. I know I didn't unlock it. Wet footsteps on the kitchen tile. Drip, drip, drip. Each step leaving a trail of pool water through my house. The stairs creaked, one by one. Someone was climbing toward my bedroom. I pressed my back against the door. The handle, it started to turn, slowly, testing. Drip, drip, drip. I could see water seeping under the door. Smell the chlorine. Hear the breathing on the other side. The handle stopped moving. Footsteps retreated down the stairs. The back door closed. When the police arrived, they found the wet footprints, the pool water trail, but no one. They asked if I got a good look at him. I said no, but that's not entirely true, because when he looked up at my window from the pool, I saw his face, and I recognized him from a missing persons poster, dated 15 years ago, the man who disappeared in our neighborhood the summer before we moved in. They never found his body until he found mine.